Welcome to the next video in the fleetform.net series on site usage. Today we're going to do part 2 of the Hsrp and Ether channel examples network that we're building by wrapping up Hsrp between routers 1 and 2. So without any delay, let's get to it. I've already logged into the site, so first thing I'm going to do is change to Cisco router, update my config. Let's start with router 1. So this guy's going to be called router 1. Router 1, very good. Skip a lot of parts. We can see we're going to need two interfaces. We have gig 00. That is going to be going to the firewall. He's going to have an IP of 10.0.1.2/24. So that's 22255. And then we got gig 01, which is going to switch 1. Put that in. And his IP is 10.0.2.2. 2225550. And that looks pretty good. As if you watched the previous video, you'll remember that we configured OSPF between switch 1 and switch 2. So let's go ahead and keep that going. The first subnet we'll want to advertise is our 10.0.2.0. And we'll put that in area 0. And we've got 10.0.1.0. And we'll put him in area 0 as well. Finally, the last piece that we need to advertise, or configure, my apologies, is Hsrp. Hsrp is really simple to configure with FleetForm. You simply pick the interface. In this case, we're going to configure it on gig 01. Put in the virtual IP, 10.0.2.1 from our network diagram. And I want this guy to be the primary router, the active router. So we're going to make his priority higher than 100, right? Higher the priority is the winner in Hsrp. So we'll make this config. This looks like this should be a good config for router 1 to get where we need to be today. Go ahead and copy that into router 1. Oh, we do not want to do a initial configuration dialog, so we'll just say no to that. Wait for him to come up, paste the config in and get to router 2. Should be just as quick, and then we'll just do a little verification and validation that Hsrp is indeed working. Okay, config T. Paste this config in. Looks pretty clean. Let's move on to router 2. I'm going to go ahead and reset the form. Now we're going to do router 2. Oh, needs to be a Cisco router. Sorry about that. Physical interfaces. We have the same interfaces. We got gig 00 and we got gig 01. Gig 00 is going to firewall 1, while gig 01 is going to go to switch 1. Now for gig 00, our IP is 10.0.0.2, 2225550. And for gig 01, it's 10.0.2.3, as indicated in our diagram. A good network diagram is worth its weight in gold. Now, configure OSPF quick. We're going to advertise 10.0.0.0. And we're going to advertise 10.0.2.0. And they're both going to be in area 0. Wonderful. Now the last piece we need to hit, as we did with router 1, is our Hsrp config. So this is going to still be gig 01. Same virtual IP of 10.0.2.1. And I'm going to leave this blank so that it has the default priority of 100. So now we can copy and paste this. And we should be in business. Router 2, enable, config T. And let's see what happens. We should see some OSPF messages loading to full. There we have, there's the firewall. There's switch 1 is the second one, and 10.0.2.2 is OSPF neighbor from router 1. We should still see some messages on Hsrp, and there it is, gig 11. We wanted router 2 to be standby, and now he is. So this guy is standby, and active routers 10.0.2.2. That's what we want. Okay. So now if we just come back to switch 1, we should have a nice routing table via OSPF. And you see that we've got 8888 out past the firewall from their equal cost, right? So 10.0.2.2, 10.0.2.3. So ping 8888. Now, so here's the thing. We're saying the purpose for Hsrp, let's test it, right? So if we go back to router 1, let's say we lost router 1. Let's simulate that by killing the interfaces. Right? If we shut this down, what should happen? If we have a good Hsrp config, router 2 should all of a sudden become active, and switch 1 should still be able to ping 8888. So let's take a look. There's our message in router 2 saying it's become active. Let's see. And I can still ping 8888, right? So now let's go ahead and bring router 1 back. And we did take a look, right? Yes. Let's take a look. I did want to make sure that we all saw this. State is active on router 2. So let's go ahead and bring router 1 back. Now we should see messages that router 2 is going to go. We have to reform our OSPF adjacencies. But as you see, router 1 came back to being active. Now router 2 has not gone back to standby. So we've proven that failover happens. Hsrp is good. OSPF is fantastic, and everything's great. So hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you checking, taking the time to watch the videos, see how the site works, and I hope you have a great day. So till next time, so long.